beautiful Marquess course at Woburn Golf Club for the English Amateur Golf Championship 2011, supported by Abacus. Today is the 36th hole final between Steve Brown of Wentworth and Jamie Clare of Burnham and Barrow. Before we get into the final, let's take a look at the last few days, which is, after all, one of the toughest weeks in the world of amateur golf.
An enormous field of 288 players began the week, hoping to lift the prestigious trophy. Among them were a number of higher profile golfers, such as Neil Raymond, who was the winner of the Brabazon Trophy just a few weeks before.
Obviously Brabazon champion, turning up this week, there's a lot of expectation, but I feel I'm in good form, and I just want to get into the match play and see what my match play form's like this week.
But he struggled to find that same trophy winning form and was beaten 5-4 by Paul Lockwood in the first match play round. Another player to leave the tournament earlier than expected was last year's runner-up Warren Harmston. Level par after the two stroke play rounds left him in 16th place. But in the second round he came up against his Wentworth teammate Steve Brown, who was playing some sensational golf and lost a close match 2-1. England A squad member Ben Lockery also did very well at the stroke play stage, finishing third at an impressive 4 under par, but went out in the first round to Charles Bull in a match that was decided at the final hole.
The schedule's very, very tough. You've got to play a lot of golf. The week starts gently, but then you go on to play 36 holes every day match play, and it could be more holes if your matches are tight. So you've got to be fit, you've got to be ready to go a long way. But yeah, it's very tiring.
The English Amateur Golf Championship, now in its 81st year, is the big one. It's the one the players all want to win, because at the end, when they're presented with their trophy, they're told they are the champion golfer of England for 2011 in this case. And when you look at the list of players that have won it on that trophy, it's absolutely fantastic. The vast majority of the top amateur golfers have made it. Sir Michael Benallet several times, through to Nick Faldo, through to Paul Casey winning it twice. And then in recent years, those professionals that are coming through thick and fast, and Tommy Fleetwood winning it last year with an exceptional result.
As the week progressed, Stiggy Hodgson of Sunningdale Golf Club was one player looking like a real contender. The tournament leader after the first day's stroke play, he beat Jamie Harrison of Rotherham 4-3 in the first match play round, and then came through against local lad John Kemp at the first extra hole. But the third round was as far as he got after an extremely close match with Philip Ridden, who eventually won it at the 18th. Another third round highlight was the match between two England players, Dave Coupland and Jack Senior. Senior raced into a 4-up lead after just 6 holes, but by the 8th, Coupland had fought back and was now just 2 down. They then halved the next 7 holes in a row, before Senior won the 16th to clinch a nail-biting match 3-2. In the quarter-final, he came up against the relatively unknown Jamie Clare from Burnham and Barrow and must have fancied his chances. But in another extremely tight encounter, he eventually bowed out to the youngster at the very last hole.
To be honest, I don't feel like I've played particularly bad, just a few bad shots here and there, and it's a very punishing golf course when that happens.
When it came to the semi-finals, the 17-year-old Clare met fellow youngster Callum Shinquin, which meant the final was guaranteed to be contested by a junior golfer. In a dramatic match, Jamie quickly found himself 2 down after 2 holes, but managed to steady the ship just as quickly and was back to all square by the 5th. He edged in front after the turn and eventually won the match 2-1 at the 17th. So the lineup for the final was decided, and on a beautiful summer's morning, it was the honour of the EGU's chief exec, John Petrie, to make the all-important announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final of the 81st English Men's Amateur Golf Championship, being played over 36 holes of match play on the Marquess course at Woburn Golf Club. Ladies and gentlemen, on the tee, Stephen Brown. On the tee, Jamie Clare.
So the final was underway and both players were eager to get off to a positive start. But after Brown left himself a tap-in for par, Jamie Clare needed this putt to halve the first hole.
Brown wins the hole in 4-5, Brown 1 up.
It was a sign of things to come as Stephen continued to play exceptional golf all morning and Jamie couldn't quite get his putter going.
We're picking up the action at the 13th and unfortunately it's not been a good morning for Jamie Clare. It's not over yet, but it's going to be a tough job for him to come back. And let's face it, a 17-year-old against somebody like Steve Brown in such good form, it's going to be tough for the youngster. On the par 3 14th, and Jamie Clare's just managed to chip onto the green. Steve Brown's in the bunker, so this is a real opportunity for Jamie to come back again. Well, they've just finished the 14th and Clare managed to pull one back, so where's he going to go from here? We're at the par 5 15th and Jamie's resurgence continues as his drive just managed to find the fairway, whereas Steve's found a bunker. Well, despite being in 2 bunkers, Steve has managed to get it on the green in 3. It's going to be tough for Jamie, but possible to pull another one back. Steve did really well to get a 5 there, and so he remains 6 up.
Jamie had some bunker trouble at the 16th to drift another shot back, so by the time they reached the 18th, he desperately needed to sink a tricky 5-footer to halve the final hole of the morning's play.
Brown wins the hole in 4-5, Brown 8 up.
Here we are halfway through the final with Stephen 8 up. You never say never in golf. Anything can happen, and certainly if Jamie won the first 2 or 3 holes or 2 or 3 holes over the first 5 holes, the momentum can start to swing. So you never know, you can never say never.
In the afternoon, both players came out firing and the first 6 holes were halved. But at 8 down and with time running out, Jamie Clare had to make a move.
Well, we're at the 7th now, and here's a great opportunity for Jamie to pull one back. He's on the green in 2, whereas Stephen is still 150 yards away. Jamie's been fighting really hard. He's been matching Stephen toe to toe over the 6 holes, and now finally on the 7th he's pulled one back. He took the risk of taking the tiger line and he got his reward. Even more encouragement for Jamie on the 9th as he won that hole with a beautifully taken birdie. Stephen Brown is now only 6 up with 9 holes to play.
At the 10th, Stephen almost saw another chunk of his lead taken away, but instead of dropping in, Jamie's birdie putt shaved the hole and cruelly trickled 12 feet past on the lightning fast greens, and he couldn't convert the save. So in the end, Brown's lead was extended to 7 up with 8 to play. But at the next hole, he misfired from the greenside bunker to give Clare another potential lifeline.
Jamie's birdie on the 11th means he's back to 6 down with 7 to play, so these final shots here will be crucial. Two great putts there, so now it's Dormy 6.
great shot from Stephen onto the 13th there. Unfortunately, Jamie missed the green, and it's going to be a really tough chip for him.